Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song Caffeine by Faith No More. As usual, this song comes to you as a request from one of my viewers. So if you want to get your song reviewed, just do what they did. Leave it in the comments, and I'll be sure to add it to my list. So at this point, I've heard a few songs by Faith No More. I think I've told the story before that like the only Faith No More song I ever remember hearing on like rock radio back in the day when I used to listen to pretty much exclusively rock radio before I had an MP3 player or an iPod or anything like that, was Epic. That was it. The only song. So for many years, being the person I am, the kind of music listener that I am, that was the only Faith No More song I had heard until Grand Theft Auto San Andreas came out, because that song had Midlife Crisis on it. So heard that song. So for many more years after that, the only two Faith No More songs I had ever known were Epic and Midlife Crisis. But now, thanks to the power of you all and this channel, I've heard many more songs from Faith No More, as well as some songs from Mike Patton's either I guess solo work or work with other artists, and I gotta say I'm a fan of his work, and I'm really kind of slowly but surely becoming a fan of Faith No More in general. So with that said, I have kind of high hopes for this one going into it, so let's jump in. Again, this is Caffeine, Faith No More. Let's do it.
See me
of their songs. Yeah, man, I like I said, I'm becoming a fan of Faith No More, you know? Like, every song I hear from them on this channel makes me want to hear another one. So, um, let's break it down piece by piece like we always do. Of course, starting with the lyrics. It does say here this song was written by Mike Patton during a sleep deprivation exercise while drinking coffee and watching late night television for inspiration. Makes sense why it was called Caffeine in that case. So let's see. Pour shame all over us, harden into a crust, cement, forget the glamour, and mumble a jackhammer under your breath. Hide your face in the curtains, better unsaid, so close and it rolls off the tongue almost. The world expects the pose, perfectly natural, loosen up, smearing wet concrete and swearing you'll never be caught at your weakest, etched in stone. And we're frozen here, peaking almost sweet talk caffeine. So I'm not entirely sure if the lyrics are supposed to mean anything, or if it's really just up to your interpretation. But the way that I'm sort of reading through it is that like when he says pour shame all over us, harden into a crust, cement. That's sort of like the armor that we put on, right? It's sort of that front that we present to the outside world, right? We can't let people see our weakness. We can't let people see our shame. So we sort of present ourselves like this, like stoic sort of statue, right? That's kind of how I'm reading it here. He says, forget the glamour and mumble a jackhammer. And so I think what in turn that makes us become is sort of like uniform, right? These sort of uniform concrete statues. We've created essentially this shell to sort of hide our true selves from the world. Again, that's just how I'm reading into it. Don't know if that's how others are taking it as well, but I think this next verse really solidified that for me because he says like the world expects the pose perfectly natural. So again, I'm picturing like a statue pose, right, where it's perfect, or people don't want to see the non-perfect pose, the things the dirty inside of it. They want to see the armor, right? So yeah, at your weakest, etched in stone. So again, it's like once you have sort of put on that brave face that you present to the outside world, that's really when you're at your weakest. You're afraid to sort of be vulnerable. You're afraid to let that authenticity out. Again, just how I'm reading it. I could be totally off, but it's a great thing about lyrics at the end of the day is that it's really up to everybody's interpretation. So make contact up to my neck. I confess in quicksand. But it's so easy for you. Yeah, there's always one thing. Do you have something to tell me? Say something, anything. I'm warning you. I'm fucking you. I'm warning you. Relax. It's just a phase. You'll grow out of it. Believe anything anyone ever tells you. It's not funny anymore. It's the thing you hate the most. The thing you hate the most. The thing you hate the most. So again, the sort of back half gets a little bit muddier there, but I think I maintain that it's still kind of about not letting your true self shine. Again, like having that sort of concrete armor over you where you feel like you have to present this sort of perfect facade to the outside world. So I don't know. Lyrically, I always really enjoy when songs are kind of left up to the listener's interpretation. I feel like this is one of those, right? Especially considering that this was maybe written when Mike Patton wasn't maybe in the clearest state of mind, right? So whether it has a like one true interpretation or not, I think is up for debate. So I always enjoy again when artists can kind of do that with the lyricism. So with that, I think I'll give a thumb up for the lyrics. As far as the instrumentation of vocals, I really loved how heavy this one was instrumentally. Like I think I sometimes forget for no apparent reason that Faith No More is kind of like a hard rock heavy metal band, right? Like they can go heavy, and I think this song really kind of had that on display. Like the guitar work throughout was nice and heavy. I really loved during like some of these sort of like little bridges. Like I think it was this part, make contact up to my neck, right, where the guitar sort of fades away and you really hear that bass come forward. I loved that part of those parts of the song as well. I think the bass was fantastic. Drumming was great. I think everything kind of came together to make a heavy but still very digestible like hard rock song. So I'm all about that. I'm going to give it 2 big thumbs up, both instrumentally and I didn't even mention the vocals. Mike Patton sounds great here as well. Again, he brings some of that heaviness at the beginning, um, some spoken word at parts of the song as well, but also some of like his more melodic singing. It's I think been well established to me, and many have told me that like this man has an incredible range, and I think a lot of that is on display here, right? Because again, he starts off with those sort of heavy, growly vocals, and he gives you a few different looks vocally throughout. So yeah, again, instrumentally, vocally, 2 big thumbs up for me. As far as replay value goes, again, I am becoming a fan of Faith No More. I feel like the last few songs, or really every song that I've heard on my channel so far from them, has made it to my playlist, and I enjoy listening to it. I think Everything's Ruined is still kind of at the top of that list. That's become really one of my favorites, period, full stop, that I've heard on the channel. And it's just one of those like heavy rotation type of songs for me at this point. But yeah, really enjoying Faith No More, and getting to finally like listen to more of them. I mean, this album has been out since I was 2 years old, right? So it's like finally catching up. So anyway, replay value super high, 2 thumbs up. Overall, a fantastic song and a fantastic request. Thank you so much for the person who requested this one. As always, if you enjoyed the music, go support the artists. Go listen to their music wherever you can. If you enjoyed what you saw here on the channel today, consider supporting the channel. Like and subscribe and comment, all those things that you normally do on YouTube. And last but not least, if you'd like to follow me elsewhere, you can check the description. You can follow me on Twitch, TikTok, or Instagram. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.